We good? For sure we're on? I double check it.
I'll tell you when it pops up on my phone. I get alerts.
Just because of, I
We
hate
told
that
it.
thing is so,
It's
especially if we're
working.
talking this, I know it's
Is
touchy.
it working? Is that what you want?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Is it on?
We're just making sure it's actually gonna pick
It was
up on the
running
YouTube,
on the tube.
Yeah.
which I did not get an alert yet. Let me open the app.
I was gonna say, usually I get alert too. That's why I got a one for the other one.
There we go. Now it is.
Yeah, it says upcoming.
We're good.
There.
There you go.
Oh, shut up. All right. All right. We are now back into our regular meeting, Wednesday, the 22nd of May, DDA meeting. We just came out of closed session to discuss Angela, our DDA director's performance review. And because of that, we're going to discuss a motion for her salary.
I will make a motion to amend Angela's salary effective immediately to $50,000 a year and to give her a one-time performance bonus of $3,700.
It's based upon.
That is based upon,
The MML salary
thank you for the
report
words, for the
provided.
MML salary report that Kim Kiesler provided to us.
It's part of your motion, right?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Congratulations on your new salary, ma'am.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
It's been a
Well
delight
deserved.
working with all of you, for real. I couldn't have done this without you.
Same here.
Likewise.
All right. Well, all that for that. Now we go into discussion. Jeep Cruise Bike Night, sign up genius that Angela created. Please use, please sign up. What
I
else
have
do you
a
want to say?
question about the bike night. Since we don't have the social district approved right now, what exactly are we doing there for bike night on Sundays?
I don't think we have to be there at this time. If you want to pop in, absolutely pop
yeah.
in, have a drink, but we don't have to physically be there, I don't think,
I
because.
didn't,
I
I just
didn't-
added all of the dates because
Okay, yeah, I
it
just,
was
I didn't know.
easier to add them all at once. My intent was that we don't need DDA presence unless the social district is active, because
Okay,
other than that, she can do it. She doesn't need us there.
okay. I'm signing up. I just didn't, obviously the bike night, I was like, what's going on with that? I want to figure that out first, but yeah. I think that we should all be at least signing up for one or two, Steve, a month.
Get you a
I-
Come
chair.
hang out at Chickie, Steve.
Oh, do Jeep night with me. Jeep night, yeah, you can do it with one of us.
I have a special spot at Chickies because I sold that bar where Carol Coleman owned Paradise Saloon
Yeah.
to Chickie.
I'm talking about Jeep and cruise night and those ones.
That's all. That's my involvement. That's it.
No.
Hey, just be happy if he's
Hey,
gonna come
Yeah.
to bike
If
night.
you give them
That's
the
cool.
chickies, there you go.
That's enough.
Yeah, I guess.
That's enough.
We're gonna start having family dinner night on Sundays there.
Oh,
Sweet.
Get a Boosilli's
Arsenic.
pizza, have a Chickie's
Yeah.
beer.
arsenic and family dinner.
Yeah.
Quick comment on Jeep night, and I'm gonna feel so bad because I do not, for the life of me, remember his name off the top of my head. The officer that was at cruise night with us.
Oh,
Kowalski.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I remembered the K. Sorry if you're watching. He stopped me when I was walking in one day, and he said he went to a Jeep event hosted by a local Jeep group in Oxford, and told them about our Jeep night. So either this month or next, they're gonna come out. So
Awesome. And I will say it was very nice to have him there. And he had cute little
yeah,
sticker badges for the kids with the A on them. It was adorable. He gave my kid one. I thought it was very nice that someone from the police department was there and chit-chatting and PR and all the things. It was nice.
what are we doing at these? Are we still have the cornhole boards?
Yep, we bring the cornhole boards out and the kid cornhole board and hang out, and
Okay.
And I'll have Dutch
PR
Jeep night
and
again.
it's shaking hands and kissing babies, basically.
Okay.
And when we get to item C, if we're gonna do that, then
And raffle, yeah.
you'll be selling raffle tickets while you're there.
Right.
Okay.
And then Actually, Mikey's offered us last time a $25 gift card for if we wanted to pick our favorite car for the time. And he said, start doing that from them, and the other business talk to the other. The hard part is everybody kind of left by then. Yeah, he came out to offer that. You guys took off. So it's the same night as the Bomberger one, correct?
That one's done.
Is it done? Okay.
Yep, they shut it down already.
Oh, well.
They moved it to Big Boy.
Oh, okay. Well,
There was only, by the time I got there was 2 of us.
okay. So that'll be probably something coming if you let people know. I mean, Mikey's kind of committed to do it. He said, I don't want to hog it all, but if other businesses, so we'll talk to the other ones and kind of just do some fun stuff like that. I can tell you, somebody I didn't even know who they were reached out to a family member to tell us, even though it was small, it was his first one he ever went. He thought it was great. We gave him a free shirt because of those extras. I mean, he was just happy that we're even doing something like that. Nicest conversation. So, are we good with that? You want to move to the social district?
Can I just make a
ahead.
comment on the Jeep and Cruise night?
Yeah.
Our first quarter was horrible, so I don't know what kind of time I can put in, because as a business, as a retail business, I have to take advantage of these events, be open, get merchandise to sell. And that it relies on me to be there. I can't pay employees at this time to sit in my shop, and that includes the Heritage Festival. So I don't know what kind of active role I can play at this point in time.
Do you think you'll be able to meet the bike nights at all? Are you gonna open on Sundays?
No, I'm not going to open on Sundays.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it
That might
just
be an
you there now
opportunity.
anymore?
I do have Jill a few days and Ann like 1 or 2, but it's very little.
Is there anything they
So-
could step in for you to help with this or vice versa? Just throwing it out there.
Is there anybody that can step in?
Yeah, to help. If you're trying to promote your business, part of being at some of these nights is, I mean, people ask me questions all the time, being there to promote things as a helpful person. We're always entertaining volunteers. So if you're there manning your business, were either of those two willing to come and maybe just volunteer to help stuff with us? And maybe promote your business at the same time? I don't know.
No.
Okay.
No. So I just have to work things out. So I just wanted to let everybody know.
Okay.
Anything else on that?
Until softball's over, we have Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Same.
She has T-bone.
Same.
Until mid-June.
Yep.
I'm not
Yep.
going to be able to on Tuesdays
Mid-June.
and Thursdays. Sundays
Yeah.
are fine.
Right. I stopped by after, but I can't commit to being
Our
there the whole
games,
time right
some of
now.
them even start at 7.
I
Yeah,
know.
they're later. I'm 5:30 to 6:45. So
Right. And I do shooting sports with 4-H on Tuesdays, the same nights that we do these, unfortunately.
I can help you.
Well, lucky for you, my schedule just cleared up. So
Well, mid-June I can start, but right now
No
it's
longer
Tuesdays
have
and
Tuesday
Thursdays are
activities.
games.
Yeah.
How late do, well, we've only had the one cruise night. How late did that?
we left after 8.
it was just a little after 8, I would say, but we did discuss, because the 3 of us were there for a little bit together. We amended the flyers, and there's a
Says
little
end time may
asterisk
vary.
and says, what is it? End.
End time may vary based on participation
Yeah.
or something.
So
like that.
we're not, fully committing to staying there till 9 if no one's there till 9.
Right.
So,
So 5 to 9 was what was advertised, but some of those guys got there at like 4:00.
and
they,
that's fine.
they were there before
Right.
4. They were
That's
pulling in at
older
like
car show guys,
3:30.
right?
Yeah.
They go to everything early. They're cute.
Okay. Social district then?
I covered everything I think in my director's report based on that I was going to talk about in this discussion, just where we were at, how I can help the businesses remaining, give them clear guidance now that we have it, how to present. Thanks to Stephen and Aaron for their great display last night.
Do we have any idea, like a timeline of when other people might be putting their applications in? And so we have to wait for one more person in order to apply to the state again, or go back to the state?
We need
But we need another tavern.
Yes.
And so then it can
And then-
become
and then-
active.
Okay,
But-
so
Yeah.
do we have an idea of who might be the next or how long it might take them to?
Victor is out of town this week. He won't be back until after Memorial Day. But, so he should still be able to make, I forget, because we're kind of a week early because May started. So he should still be able to make the first June agenda potentially, right?
June 4 is our meeting, yeah.
And I know Craig was aiming to be on that agenda as well, so.
Is Chicky allowed to,
I'm seeking clarification from
Okay.
Lara, because she was not granted a commons area, and that's the main factor in submitting a license. I do not know if she'll be approved for special events because she doesn't have a commons area. That is a question I need clarity on.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Talk with Doug on that too.
I was gonna say something, I forgot. Do we know how long it takes for the state to approve the tavern
Couple weeks.
additional
is-
license?
We don't
We
know,
don't know.
but my speculation, knowing LCC, I do know how they work fairly well. I'm thinking 30 days max.
Hopefully
Hoping.
like
They have a tendency to be slow, but
by like July, maybe, we might be able to
Yeah.
use our social
Mm.
district if the
Yeah.
other restaurant bar taverns.
yeah, we just need
What are we
one
supposed to
one
call them?
more
Yeah.
and we're set to go.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Yeah,
That's
and
exciting.
it's not that difficult. They just have to
Yeah.
fill out this a special district permit form and then present the local government approval form, get themselves on the agenda, council agenda.
and then we have to put up what signs all over the place? So what, I mean, like these applicants only have a little bit more time left in order for us to have the social district by Heritage Festival. It's even though it seems like it's just like only, like we have we have a good amount of time, but still those little odds and ends that still need to be tied up beforehand, so.
Are we ordering those signs now that we know one is approved and the other are coming?
I can absolutely order that.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think currently, unless Lara says otherwise, the only signs that would need to go up are
Corners.
the corners of that one block,
Okay,
because that would be where the commons areas are, and they're contained because they can't cross roads open to traffic. So, I believe we would only need
Correct.
well, I think that you said you're meeting with Craig and.
Yep, I'm gonna
this Monday.
I'm gonna put that sheet together in the morning and take it with the application to Craig, and then Victor said as soon as he gets back into town, he'll meet with me. So,
Well, I'm sure my husband, who is watching this meeting, would
Steven,
be willing to help Craig out with the application in order, if he has any issues.
Thank you for
So
offering your
then-
husband's time.
Thank you, Steve, for
Thank
offering
you,
your time.
Steven.
I will take you for a drink in the pocket park once we get approved.
Cheers.
Yes. Because I definitely I don't want there to be a holdup or us just time just to go by where we're in the next meeting, still don't have 2 applicants, and then we just don't meet for the deadline for Heritage Festival. We're scrambling around last minute. So,
Motion to order the signs, do we?
No,
No, it was all part of the,
it'll be.
that was part of the maintenance plan anyway. Old business, we had no old business.
Oh, raffle.
Here.
Yeah,
Oh,
raffle.
sorry.
Raffle.
Raffle, that's right, sorry.
Item C, raffle item, Heritage Fest.
All right. So that was on the raffle item. So that was the conversation we had during Heritage Fest meeting that we've had before was do we have the aptitude to take on a large raffle like we did last year, which was the golf cart? Last year, we tried to sell 1,000 tickets at $20 a pop. We sold a little over 900, but almost half of those all occurred on the day of Heritage Fest, which that was a whole other animal in
Our time
herself.
could be better spent doing
Yeah.
other things that day.
Time is going to need to be better spent the other day. So if we want to take on doing something like that, a golf cart or a side-by-side, the questions that came up is what's the commitment from the board to help offload these tickets? And is that something maybe we partner with the Lions Club and then split some of the profits on it? That way, for sure, they're out spending their time doing it and selling those tickets because we just can't do them all. Holly brought up the fact of it would be more of a performance base. So net cost, if they sell, 500 or let's say they sell 600 tickets versus our 400 tickets, they'd get 60% of the profit instead of 40%, or vice versa. If we sell 60%, they're 40%, we get more of the profit. But it would be a
friendly contest.
Could be a friendly contest. So, but is that something the board wants to take on doing? Again, the money goes back into our coffers, which goes back into the town. I do have a quote on one side-by-side from a company. It'd be in the mid $10,000 range. They'd probably throw in some extra accessories for free. I'm going to talk to the two local ones here. The hard part is most of their base MSRPs are quite a bit more than the one that I found. And we don't want to go much over that 10 grand range because now you're just losing profit. And all that work to make a couple grand, what's the point, right? So at least the one that I can get a hold of is a Kawasaki Mule. It's a 2-seater, 4-wheel drive, fuel injected, aluminum wheels, black. It's got a dump bed, but it'd be something that around this area, in a rural area, it'd be great to have around properties. If people are interested in that or committed to that, then we can start moving forward, and we'll get this locked down so we can start displaying it. The other thing is too, when Holly's Matt did it before, we didn't pay him until the raffle was over. So he held on to the golf cart. He was willing to display the golf cart. Here, we'd have to buy that golf cart right away, I believe, or a golf cart, that side-by-side. So then we'd have to figure out where we're displaying it, where are we keeping it,
Where we're storing
where
it,
we're storing
how
it.
we're getting it to and from places to show it.
Because the way to sell tickets is Jeep and cruise nights and the different things we do, we got to make sure it's getting up there. So that does add some complexities to it. Holly and Matt took a lion's share of that effort on last year. So if we're doing it, we just got to figure out how do we make that work. So I guess we're going to throw it out to the board. Their thoughts on it. Is it worth the time and aggravation to try to throw some more money in the coffers that we could turn back into the community? Or is that effort not worth it just because of everything going on? What does the board think? Obviously, we could sell them. I mean, we sold them last year.
Yeah, it was a nice profit. I would personally like to see, I would like to know that the Lions Club, I would like to split whatever profit with the Lions Club and know that they would commit to helping us sell these tickets. We all do a lot, but I think that it's going to stretch us a little thin too. I mean, so to sell those tickets, I'm not very good at selling tickets, okay? So the more people, the less I have to sell, the more I feel comfortable with agreeing to do this. But this gentleman over here, I know he's good for 0, so, or maybe he could sell one to me. But other than that, if we have the Lions Club, that would make me feel more comfortable with purchasing this and raffling it. And I know that we made a lot of money and it saved us last year. I would like to see us do it again. But, and granted, with Tricia saying that her commitment might be a little less over the summer, that makes it.
Seems like there's a lot more to do with getting it to here and there. But what was the profit? Do you recall off the top of your head?
It was about
7.
6 or 7.
It was like the most, we
Holy
made the
shit.
most off of that, I think, didn't, I mean,
6,210, and that was after, you gotta think we gotta buy raffle tickets, and all that. So that's an expense as well into it.
And we did not
And we did not
sell.
sell the
Did not
full
sell
1,000
them.
tickets either.
Correct.
So
We sold right around 900.
Yeah.
So we did not have the full.
depending on how much we spend, is that side by side 10.5 maybe?
Right
let's
around
say?
there.
So we have the potential to, let's say, make 9,000, and how we split that with the lines, if they're interested in doing this at all. I would like to see it be performance based if we're going to do it. I want to see people hustling to sell raffle tickets, and yeah. We'll
I
just
like
leave it at
the
that.
idea of involving the Lions Club,
Mhm.
especially if there are changes in the beer tent.
Mhm.
We had great sales at the Heritage Festival for the APG's Cooler of Cheer. So the idea for them was to sell tickets at Woods and Water. So that would be a suggestion to get a table there.
Is Woods and Water before Heritage Fest? Is it?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
Labor
thank
Day
you.
weekend.
Thank you. How much does it cost to get a table there? Don't know.
I don't
Just
know.
curious.
I don't
have no
know
idea either.
because I was getting like 10 by
Okay.
10 sets.
Okay.
Just a suggestion
Mhm.
that it might be
Yeah.
a good way to unload some tickets.
But again,
But
we'd
that's
have to have
another-
people
that's
committing
another day
to being
someone,
there.
or 2 days, someone has to commit.
Yeah.
A weekend.
yeah,
to-
I don't wanna
Yep.
put the song on Holly and.
No,
and
it's
Angela
not
again
going
this
to
year.
be all
Yeah.
on Holly. So I will not commit to doing this without the full support of everyone here and the Lions Club. I will not. So it's the only way I'll do it, is if everyone is fully in support and puts their best foot forward to do what they can to help. I can't this year. I'm sorry. We have more things going on. So, and I can't. So
Are we looking for a motion right now
I
for,
don't, do we even need a motion?
to buy this beforehand? or do
Well,
we not
no,
need it?
so I need to know if this is something we really seriously want to entertain, I'll talk to Eric, I'll get back to everybody, but what we need to do is if we got to make something happen quick,
And we do, that would be my other, like, it needs to happen, like, by the
Need to start,
15th
yeah.
of June, we need to have something, actually, before the first cruise night in June, the second
Correct.
Tuesday of June, I would like to have something purchased and ready to roll if we're gonna do this.
so either we'd have to have a special meeting to
Yep.
do the buy, or you can make a motion,
Contingent on.
contingent on Lions Club participation. You're willing to buy a side by side, say not to exceed, just leave enough, say 11, just to leave enough room. But I just looked at the number. He's going to waive tax and prep.
Has to waive tax.
Huh?
He has
Not
to
tax.
waive
I'm
tax.
sorry. Freight and prep. So they're not in charge of freight and prep and everything. So he's going to waive freight and prep. Plus he'll take money off the unit. Invoice on the unit's 10.7 plus a discount. Plus he's going to throw in accessories.
Where are we thinking we're gonna store it?
That's the unknown question.
Is there any room in those sheds out there?
In the police garage?
Yeah,
There is when, yes and no. When the, right now there's a ton of room because the radar things are out of there. That's where they get stored. But, so those should be out, all summer, I believe.
can we store it, ask to see if we can store it in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll look into storage.
We have a nice sized garage and it's local.
I have 2 cars.
You get to park your cars in the garage, well,
I've got
Right?
a barn and a garage and nothing.
Nope. same.
It's still a hassle to get it from
It
anybody's
is.
house.
It sure is.
If
Someone
I
needs
had
a
space, I would
trailer.
absolutely
Yeah.
say do it because you guys could just come get it and drive up. But our garage is full.
I would say my garage is a mess with all the animals in it. It's not that it can't go in there. It's just a mess right now until I get done with the construction project. I'm not saying it can't go in there, but with my side by side and everything else in there. it'd be
And
tight
also,
now.
if it's gonna be in your barn, it's gonna become your problem, just FYI.
Somebody could drive it
I'm
from
just
there to
saying.
here. I mean, the benefit is, to get it up here wouldn't be that hard for my place.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Does this?
No.
The school doesn't have any space we could
just-
rent?
Don't care to
We-
involve the school in
Yeah.
our business at this point. I don't think it's appropriate necessarily.
I will say no. We only have the bus, they only have the bus garage and,
What about Eric?
Well, and that's where we would have, that's why there's so
Person-
many
yeah.
unknowns
Okay, so-
here.
I'll
Right.
make a motion to approve the purchasing of a side-by-side not to exceed $11,000, and that's contingent upon the Lions Club committing to helping sell the raffle tickets
And the
storage.
board's
and storage.
full support.
And the board's full support.
Thank you.
Right.
I would second that motion.
I would say if we could split 500 tickets with them, that's less than 100 a piece to try to get sold. I think that's doable.
Eric's good at selling tickets.
Very, as long as everyone actually does it. It's obviously, we did it with way less help last year, but I'm just not willing to put on that much effort this year, so sorry.
I'm gonna be walking the streets this year. I need sunscreen.
Yes,
and
And
we
we all
reminder.
sold a ton at, outside the beer tent Friday night.
Correct.
I'm sorry, entertainment tent.
Well, and the benefit is they did see we gave one way before, so they know that we're capable of doing that.
Do we need to add to that motion that we would split the profits based on a performance scale?
I'm just adding the
Performance scale.
approval of buying it though. Do I need to put that in there?
Well, if we are going to enter into that
Okay,
agreement,
and-
it's going to be a performance scale.
And that the profits are based on a performance scale.
I'll second that.
Okay.
You got all that, Tricia? It's kind of a mess.
Better
is
be
on record.
recorded is all I'm saying.
All in favor?
I
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We have any other things I forgot to write down?
Nope.
No,
How do I record that Steve left?
just what right above it, Steve walked out at whatever time.
Yeah. And you got to know about 15 minutes before he went to the bathroom and took a stroll. And public comments, non-agenda items.
Are you missing one of your signs at the, behind Roots?
Actually, you said that we're not missing it. That bush grew over it. I did that. I almost pulled into it yesterday.
Yep, I did
Yeah,
too.
a
And
bush.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Haven't
thank
been
you.
over on
I
that side.
I was going to say something.
There was an empty pole when I was in there.
No,
Yeah.
there's, that used
That-
to, that's been there. It used to say, no head in parking only.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they took those out. So
Okay.
there is an empty pole still, but we didn't put it, the one that it's on was also an empty pole. So it was
Yeah,
a toss up where it went.
but it has grown over.
Going back to cruise night, do I need to come up to the podium or am I good?
You're good.
You're good.
Okay, I like these. It got moved from Baumberger to Big Boy last night, there was about a dozen cars there. So I'm working with them on the nights of our cruise that we all come down Elm.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
just as far as cruises go, I went to Culver's last Thursday. Time I got there at 6:30, 35, 40 cars were already gone.
Oh, wow.
They are starting earlier, ending earlier.
There's some old men.
Well,
And I mean that in the most loving way possible, but they show up just like Heritage Fest morning. They're there like 5 a.m. They want their good spot. They want to map out the situation. Like that's how old car guys are.
right.
They'll get there whatever time they plan to get there, and they'll stay for a little while and they'll leave when they're good and damn ready to leave. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
Townopoly. Are we working on a Monopoly game for Elmont?
We did discuss it multiple times. I think it's just kind of been tabled because of everything we have going. Oh, and we talked about making it an anniversary type
Yeah.
situation, and
With
I don't remember
homecoming.
what year with homecoming. So it is on our radar. I still have it in my folder, so I don't forget to bring it up again. But
At Garage Sale Mania, we had tons of conversations. And
Really?
we should have recorded them because they could have went either way, but they were good. We don't want the little cars and the hat and thimbles.
I think we can pick our
We want our
figurines,
own
right?
town people, like OBG or something. Yeah, We had some great discussions. It was hilarious.
I bet.
So just thought I'd throw
Yes,
that out.
it is on our radar for sure.
And I'm going to throw out there, and again, if we don't have the aptitude for it, I mean, to be honest, that'd be a great fundraiser for the
I was just
Historical
gonna say
Society.
that too. It would. I don't know that they have the capacity to handle that, but
But it's some, again,
it would be great for them, yes.
it would be better for them, and not to say they couldn't, have that come up at Jeeps and Cruise Nights and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of us running it, they're running it, and we could just help support it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
just
not against that,
food for
because
thought.
it is a great fundraiser.
Yeah. All right, thank you, sir. That's board questions and comments.
Light poles. Have we handled that situation yet?
I need to take inventory.
I mean, I know I saw the return.
Yep.
We refunded
I was
someone's
calling
money who
people
was purchasing,
and
and they don't want them.
Joe Randazzo does not want his because he couldn't come get them, so
It's real.
So yes,
so I'm
please
just
count them
gonna
and
count them and
put them
throw
up
back
and let's
All
try
right,
to
yeah,
get them
we
done. And it's
And-
gonna be a first come, first serve. We're not holding like.
Right.
And I think I could also see if DPW could move them to
Yeah.
by our container.
Yeah, if you need them out of your,
They don't need to, but the building is for sale, so I'd rather
Get them out.
just get them out of there. They've been there long enough.
do you want them moved then?
If we can make it happen, yes.
Okay,
So,
have them moved, please.
and I have a few of the globes in my spare office, which is no longer a spare office, so I'd like to get them out of his
Okay,
way.
thanks.
Who's the one that's been monitoring this back parking lot and these cars from those apartments in Aurora? They're parking. How did we become aware of that?
Another business owner
You said something.
said something
So-
too.
Do we know which cars are like that wasn't in
Yes.
there? So how long are we giving these people to find another parking situation? And when is an appropriate, like how long can they park back there? I guess like what are we, because I'm assuming that there's no overnight parking. What time does that start at?
After business hours, I guess. I
I-
don't know.
I
I
think
don't think
it's,
there's a time on there.
I think it's
It's
10
just
o'clock.
overnight. I mean,
Because-
Because
overnight,
I'm
but-
assuming you're not going to be out there patrolling at 10 o'clock at night to see if these cars, so these people, I mean,
Those cars are there during the day.
All the time.
That's when the problem is.
But the problem is we can't enforce it during the day because the lot is no overnight parking unless you're exempted.
why don't we make this a lot like a time limit? I'm serious, like, what can we put it, that's something to think about, but putting like a time limit on that
2-hour parking.
2 or 3 hour parking, I
Didn't the
mean,
businesses already say they don't want time limits on parking spots? Yeah, no. We
for
can't do
people who are,
And again, how do you police that? Like,
Right.
You can't police it, especially if the employees.
I
of the
mean, we're gonna
businesses
ask
are
Trisha to
parking
go
there.
outside every hour and catalog what cars are there. We can't do
well,
that.
Can't-
unfortunately, these cars that are out there, the times that we can actually get them to move are during times when
Doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't even matter. I mean, other than just showing
You're
it.
talking about after hours? I would just ask Almont PD when they're out patrolling, and if they see cars there, too many of them, write them down, and then we'll just have them.
I'm hopeful the situation will resolve itself once they're made aware that it's not,
Issue.
that it's an issue, and I'm hoping.
Right, there's like people that are living in this apartment maybe, or just visitors. They're all living in there. I have no problem with going down there at 9 o'clock at night to see if there's some cars.
Go walking with us. Let me know what cars.
drive
I'll
the
look
side
every
by
night.
side around.
Melissa,
I will write
the
tickets.
parking lot
No,
lurker.
you can pull me on the sleigh.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, either way, if they're ticketed after hours, that might be a deterrent to even parking in there during the day. But unfortunately, it sounds like we can't really do anything during the hours that we need them to be moved.
Well, if they're not allowed to park there overnight and they have to find other parking.
Yeah.
Hopefully that takes
Mhm.
care of itself because they can't drive all of those vehicles anyways.
Okay.
Currently,
I'm
no,
sorry.
go ahead.
I was just wanting to know, where we park, which is in grass and mostly mud, across from that house next to the parking lot. Is there any plans, any possibility of,
That is not DDA property. It's
Acquiring that?
Village property. So the village was working on that, and I don't know where that landed. I know when village managers switched hands, I don't know where Dale is on that, but I can follow up.
How many more parking spots would that add, you think?
at probably 10 to 12 cars in there? Could be a couple more if we parked better. But that property on that corner, that belongs to the funeral home? Okay. So she's allowing us to park on some of her property then?
I believe that she has made an agreement with, I know her and Paul Randazzo had to talk a while ago about it, but I don't.
Say that's on the DDA area. We haven't
Yeah,
been in those
I
conversations.
Oh, wow, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Even when they were talking with her about making it a parking lot, David Trent asked if the DDA would contribute, and I said legally we can't because it's not it's out of our boundaries.
Right.
So
Oh, it's not in our boundary?
No.
Oh,
No, our boundary ends at the driveway to that parking lot.
so the village would have to take, oh,
Speaking
also-
of parking lot. Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Speaking of parking lots, I just wanted to update everyone. The appraisals were ordered on those 4 lots that we wanted appraisals on. I did just speak with him either yesterday or the day before. He needed some clarification on the lots. And he did say, obviously who's having trouble pulling comps because no vacant, non-residential land has sold in our area. So he said what he would do, which is common practice, he would pull comps from areas of similar size and whatnot. And so it would just take him a little bit more time to pull that data. So we should have them soon. And FYI, vacant land is only $150 per appraisal. So we'll be way under budget on what we approved to spend on that. So it's good. I think that's all I have. I want to go home. Anybody else?
I do.
Can we go home? Go.
Can I talk? or no?
Yeah, Tom.
All right, so I watched the village council meeting last night, and I want to clarify some misstatements. So this has to do with the can of worms that was opened up about ORVs. Obviously, I'm very big proponent of ORVs. I went and spoke at that 250 plus meeting, right? But I think there's a lot of, unfortunately, misconceptions to that. There was a statement made last night that ORVs cannot cross Van Dyke. That is false. ORVs can cross a highway as long as they come to a complete stop at a right angle. So that is allowed. The county of Lapeer does have an ORV ordinance. The ORV ordinance basically says that the townships can develop an ordinance underneath their own ordinance, which our Almont Township has. But part of that ordinance is also you have to post the roads that you have closed, needs to be signed and posted. Our township has not done that. And speaking with Almont PD, because those roads were never posted, they actually technically can't write tickets against it. So when people question why are they running all over the place, you can't enforce an ordinance if you haven't posted it correctly, which actually ironically came up with the Jake break conversation. The reason why they couldn't enforce their Jake break ordinance is because they had no sign. So I just wanted to clarify that. It was stated that you can't easily find the Lapeer, our township ordinance. All I did was just type in Almont Township ORV ordinance. Ordinance 62 does clearly come up pretty quickly. It's all spelled out there. I only bring that up because I know we're in a rural community and it was such a hotbed topic before, and I don't know if that's a path we want to go down, but I just want to clarify that so people understood that technically the village does not have an ordinance that was discussed there. So I know Almont PD is a little open to letting people kind of drive them around. I know like today's last day of school, fully supported. There's golf carts there. There's tractors there, there's lawnmowers there, there's side-by-sides there. How do they get there? They either drove down the sidewalks, which is illegal, or they drove the streets to get there, which is illegal. So at what point in time do we citify this? And this is coming from a former citiate, right? And I'm a big ORV fan. I'm hoping in that conversation that occurred that nobody makes knee-jerk reactions and starts to lock this stuff down, because there's a lot of financial benefit to it. They love to spend money. I'd love to add ORVs to our Jeep nights because of the potential that's there. And the other thing is, if it has a roll cage, which the way it has to be made with the side-by-side, they automatically have to come for seatbelts. That is how they're designed and legal. There was a mention about a baby riding on a lap on a golf cart. Guess what? Golf carts exempt from that because they don't have seatbelts. Can't do anything about it. So that is the Michigan law. Actually, that's just vehicle law. So just a few different things that are there. Now, would I ride around with a baby on my lap in the middle of traffic? Probably not, but it is what it is. Ironically, the ticket just went up for not having a kid in car seat. You know what it used to be if you didn't have your kid in car seat? Anybody want to guess? $10. $65 now for your first cards. So
$65?
still pretty cheap for not having your kid in a car seat. So I know there's a lot of misconceptions. They're not safe. What's not safe about them in my eyes is the people that drive them could be not safe. But when we pull all the police reports for that ORV conversation over the last 4 years, I think there's been only 12 reports, and most of that is kids causing dust or doing donuts or stuff like that. Really, there hasn't been any issues with it. So I'm only throwing that out there. I want to clear up some of the statements that were made that were not correct. And hopefully the village and the township keep an open mind to that, keep us rural, and it's an option we can have. I know it's huge for a lot of these side-by-side rides for benefits. Armada Trap does one, Richmond Trap does one, which is a segue into my next announcement.
So Trap would like to do
I don't know if people saw the announcement, but I am now the coach for the Almont's first trap team for the high school. So that is kicking off now, and I would love to be able to do a side-by-side ride and raise some money for the booster program I now have to develop. So
Hey, I got time.
I know you do. That's fantastic. So anyway, that's, I heard it last night. I wanted to comment on it. I think it's, again, we're a rural area. I think it's great. But anyway, I just want to clear that up. So anybody else have anything?
Good night.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
We don't need a motion.
9:32. You can even approve your own motion.
Thank you.
I second.
We're adjourned.
Thanks for coming, sir.
Holy smokes, you guys run long.
Well, the full session took longer.
That's fine.
I was going to take a motion. Can you stop calling me Andrew just